Yo, what's up guys? It's your boy Anizi with What If Belle Had the Boosted Gear Part 1. So let's get started. Belle was walking in the dungeon, thinking of the way his goddess and familia treated him. In this one, Hestia had a lot of familia and a level 6 adventurer who she adored more than Belle. Basically, she replaced Canon Belle, the attitude that Hestia's with Canon Belle with the OC that I've created, whose name is Rin. Okay. Ever since Rin, a level 6 adventurer from outside of Orario, joined Hestia's familia, Hestia had treated him like a dog. She made him clean Rin's armor and made him cook food for him, and while she coddled him and threw him out, made him sleep on the floor. And that's not it. Once word got out that Hestia had a level 6 adventurer, many adventurers joined Hestia's familia. They all treated him like crap. They used him as a training dummy. They made him sleep outside, saying, "Oh, a worthless adventurer like you shouldn't even sleep near successful adventurers like us," and other stuff. All in all, it sucked. This is nothing like Grandpa said. He said that gods and goddesses care for their children, like their own children. But Hestia, she treats me like garbage, and she coddles Rin. The familia make me do everything that they don't want to do. And ever since it started, they all hate me, call me names like the trash of the familia, they tried to kill me, and so much more. I hate this, why me? I just want to be a hero like the Argonaut, Belle said, depressed, as he followed the rest of his familia. For some reason, Hestia today wanted me to go with the familia. She says that perhaps I could use some more experience, but the way she talked to me kinda makes me scared. But I can't deny her or I'll lose my farmer, Belle said. Rin's point of view. Alright guys, Lee managed to lure one of the Minotaurs with his skill Beast Lore and Beast Control. It's a level 2 beast. It should be enough to kill that stupid weak rabbit. But we have to do this quick. Word has it that the Sword Princess has caught onto this and is currently chasing down the Minotaur as we speak, Rin says. Yes, finally we're gonna get rid of that stupid stain, Lee said. Yeah, what took Lady Hestia so long? But anyways, this is the end anyways, said another. Well, we all know why she never got rid of Belle. She didn't want to look bad in front of the other gods. But hey, we're doing God's work here, or Goddess's work here, by preventing him from experiencing more misery than he has to. He's too weak, he makes us look weak, and he's a disgrace to his familia. We gave him so many chances to leave. I mean, anytime we do something good, the rabbit messes it up and makes us look bad. How can he still be a level 1 when all of us are above level 4? But hey, perhaps after we get this guy killed and our familia will look stronger, Loki would probably agree to marry Eyes, the Sword Princess, to myself, Rin said. Hey Rin, sharing is caring, said the friend. Maybe, Rin said jokingly. There he is. Now control that beast and make it kill that stupid rabbit, Rin said as they got towards Belle. Okay, Captain, replied Lee. Belle now has a sword in his hand as he was cutting some goblins, as he saw his familia come up to him. Hey guys, are we leaving? Belle said before he was stabbed by Rin. We are leaving. You are fighting this Minotaur weakling. Actually, you're dying to that Minotaur, you stupid stain on the familia. Did you really think we would let you live? This was all a setup. Lady Hestia agreed to having you killed. You're preventing us from rising up with your weak, pathetic ass. Lady Hestia has had enough and she agreed to this. It only took a bit of convincing on my half, but now she wants you dead. Even if you make it out, you're gonna get kicked out, you idiot, so you might as well die. Look, her farmer's about to leave you. It already has left you actually, it's fully gone now. She did it before you left, Rin said, laughing. Belle was in a puddle of his own blood from the sword mark that Rin left on him as he saw the Minotaur swing for him. His familia, no, those traitors were gone. They left him. He saw a blonde girl rushing towards him, but he knew it was too late. She wouldn't be able to save him. He would be dead. He just knew it. Why? I just wanted to be a hero. Sorry, Grandpa, I chose the wrong familia. They were just monsters. More monstrous than the monsters in these dungeons can be. I wish I could have the power to at least see my savior and thank her for trying to help me, Belle said. Belle then started to black out, but then was surrounded by fire, crimson fire, as he saw a giant red dragon that looked really powerful. Ho! It's been a long time since I've seen someone. I haven't seen anyone since my last host. Tell me, boy, do you require power? Do you want to survive this and be a hero? The dragon says, Power? You can give me power? Belle said desperately. Yes, boy, I can give you power. Power beyond anything this world can offer you. Beyond anything the gods themselves can give you, the dragon said. Yes, I need power, please help me, Belle said. Very well, partner, go forth and show the power of the Red Dragon Emperor and bring forth domination, Drake said as Belle felt his wound close, as he felt something scaly on his wound. Then his arms started to feel powerful as a red gauntlet made out of dragon scales emerged. Boost, he heard, as he felt power rush into him, as he quickly avoided the attack of the Minotaur. Impossible, what speed? He was near death a moment ago, and now he's moving at the speed of a level 2, I said. Boost! Belle heard that again as he moved faster, avoiding more strikes, shocking eyes as he was now moving at the level of a level 3 speed, of a level 3 adventurer. Partner, your body won't be able to last much longer. You have to end it. Imagine all your power in your hand and launch it, making an energy beam, Drake said as Belle did what he was told, surprising both himself and Eyes at the power he held. This was comparable to a low level 4 and a high level 3. As he launched the energy at the Minotaur, the ball turning into a beam as both Eyes and Belle heard a dragon shot before it was fired, completely eradicating the monster and destroying the walls nearby. Eyes stared in shock. She knew who he was, Belle of the Hestia familia, who they called the Stain and the weakest adventurer. She felt sorry for him, he was like a cute little bunny. She never really hated him and saw him as someone who was really courageous, who wanted to become a hero no matter what other people said about him. But what she saw today contradicted what has been said about him. He was supposed to be a level 1, but somehow he was able to get level 3 speed. Eyes then quickly bowed to Belle as she saw him about to pass out, making it just in time for Belle's head to land on her assets. Eyes then put him on her lap, giving him the lap pillow, the legendary lap pillow, as she stroked her hair. And she felt like she was just petting a little bunny. A few minutes later, Belle woke up as he felt something soft. He hadn't felt like this in a long time, since he hasn't been on a bed since about 4 months ago. Did Hestia finally take pity on him? Was she impressed that he killed that Minotaur? He was shaken out of his thoughts when he heard a roar and he looked to see the blonde girl that was holding his head on her lap, putting him down gently as she got up and saw 3 other Minotaurs. Eyes with blinding speed rushed and cut them up. Belle was mesmerized. She took them out with complete ease while I had to use all my power. I want to be just like her, to match in strength, to be with her. Unknown to Belle, he had unlocked a skill that will allow him to grow quicker than any other, and coupled with the boosted gear, that skill will make him stronger than anyone in this world. Eyes then walked up to Belle as she helped him up. I'm Eyes. I hope make sure that you were okay, but I have to get back to my familia now. It's just a straight path up. I hope we meet again, I said, as Belle nodded, as Eyes thought that he looked like a cute bunny when he was nodding. Belle walked out of the dungeon, where he saw a pissed off Hestia, as she mentioned for him to follow her. When they were in the alleyway, she turned around. You can't do anything right, can you? You can't even die right. You were meant to die there. Well, Belle, henceforth you are no longer part of the Hestia familia. Good luck joining another. You weak, disgraceful adventurer. Now take everything he has, boys, Hestia says as she removed her mark and Belle was ambushed by the Hestia familia. All his crystals, everything he had taken, his sword, his dagger, his armor, all taken or broken, only leaving him in his rags that he was wearing. And don't come back. Everything you own is now part of the Hestia familia, which means it's my ruins. Now get the hell out of here. I hope that you die for your sake, or you give up on your foolish hero endeavor. You're a disgrace to this familia. You should leave Aurario. You disgust me, Hestia says. Belle walked sad towards the hostess of fertility. He hated doing this, but he was going to have to ask Miss Sayre for help. He has nothing, not even a dime to his name. No familia. Partner, I know that you're going through something bad, but it's time that I explain more about your power, the dragon boy said. Dragon Summer, is that you? Belle asked, not knowing that if the voice was correct or if it was a hallucination. Oh, most people would have thought that I was a figment of imagination. at the time, the dragon said. I just wanted to thank you for helping me, but I don't know how. What should I call you? Belle said. You're welcome, and we could talk about that later. You could talk to me mentally. Using your thoughts, you can communicate to me mentally. It will be automatically sent to me if the thoughts that you think about are for me, and vice versa. Now let us practice, the dragon said. Okay, Belle mentally thought. Good, that's the way. Now people won't think that you're crazy talking out loud or mentally insane and that. And by the way, my name is Drake, and you are my partner, Drake said. Drake then told him all about the basics of the boosted gear, hoping Belle would use his power wisely rather than greedily. Unconsciously, Belle continued his way towards the hostess of fertility. So, the situation you are in is not looking good, but you made the right call. That Seer has divine aura, which means she is probably able to get you into another familia, Drake said. Belle, are you okay? Belle heard as he was snapped out from hearing Seer's voice as she smothered him in between her chest. What do you mean? Belle asked. I heard that Hestia kicked you out of your familia. They were bragging about it when they got here. And they also said how you got caught in between them and the Minotaur and how they had to save you and how you're a leech and that's the reason why they kicked you out. I didn't believe them though, Seer said. No, that didn't happen, Belle said, as his tummy growled, making him blush as Seer giggled. Well then, let's get you some food, Seer said, and was putting, but Belle stopped her. I don't really have any money. They took everything. I was lucky to even have my clothes, Belle said, as Seer released her killing intent, which didn't affect her, Belle. That really, I can't deal with this right now. Don't worry, Belle, I'll pay for your food. You could just stay here with me until you could get back to your feet, Seer said, as Belle started to blush. But how can I get back to my feet? No familia would accept me. I'm just useless, Belle said, as Seer hugged him. I could probably try to get you into mine. Don't worry, Belle. Just be happy, okay? Seer said, as Belle felt like his problems were gone when he saw her smile at him. Belle then followed Seer into the host of fertility, where he sat down and she paid for his food. After a few minutes, Belle had entered. A group of adventurers have entered, but what caught Belle's eyes was the Sword Princess Ais, the girl who had saved her. As after a few minutes, Belle had finished eating and was now enjoying himself drinking and talking to Seer when he heard, and that frickin' weakling, who does he think he is being an adventurer? He couldn't even defeat a single Minotaur. He was beaten black and blue. I heard from Rin himself that they had to save him. And Ais, you had to save him as well, didn't you, when they left him? That weakling had no right to be near you. I mean, can you imagine him being your partner? He'll ruin your reputation. I mean, between me and that weak rabbit, who I heard was abandoned by his own familia for being the weakest in the familia, out of the weakest of all of the familias, who would you choose? It also proves that how worthless he is. He was the weakest of the weakest, and even the weakest didn't want him, the werewolf said, as Belle's anger started to rise. I bet his mom committed suicide to get away from him. That disgrace, he said, as a green energy started to emit from Belle, sending everyone flying away. Even Loki, as they all hit the wall. Most being knocked out, only Ais, Finn, Loki and Seer were conscious. Ais then ran out after Belle, but they missed him. Belle, when he released that power wave, heard two things. Boosted gear, second liberation. As now Belle was running towards the dungeon. Belle was destroying monsters with his crimson flame unknowingly. He was unconsciously destroying everything in blind rage with his flames surrounding his body. In Belle's mind, all he could hear was destroy, show them a path of domination, burn them in crimson purgatory. Before Belle could lose his mind, he heard a familiar voice. That is no way for the next Red Dragon Emperor to act. Don't lose yourself, or you'll lose her. Are you really a dragon? Are you really going to let yourself get angry over what that little wolf, after what that little puppy said to you? You're a dragon. Being affected by that weak alpha wannabe is disgraceful, Drake said, as Belle started to calm down and he started to regain his composure. As when Belle calmed down, he saw that he was on floor 17, seeing mana crystals everywhere. Belle had went on a blind rage spree, destroying monsters everywhere. Now he was on floor 17, with crystals everywhere. Belle then regained his full composure to see the flames of purgatory still burning, stopping any monsters from spawning, as they were dying straight away. Partner, the flames will burn for a few hours. I suggest that you get somewhere safe before they run out and monsters start spawning, or you'll be in trouble, Drake said as Bell mentally thanked him. He then remembered that he heard from his ex-familia that the 18th floor was a safe zone where monsters can't spawn. He then ran down to that lower floor, picking up all the crystals of the monsters on the way. When he got there, he collapsed until some random adventurer found him and took him to his camp. When Bell woke up, he was scolded by the experienced adventurer for doing something so reckless. This adventurer was Shin. He was a level 6 adventurer of the Ganesha familia. He then offered to teach Bell how to survive in a dungeon and teach him the basics of the dungeon and basic combat, as he told Bell that in a few days his party will be going back to the surface, and offered to take Bell along with him after Bell explained the situation. Time skip 3 days. Bell has been trained on how to survive a dungeon and in basic speed and strength training. Shin was impressed that Bell had no farmer and managed to make it here. He also thought that that boy was either special or crazy, but he would decide on that later. Right now he had to make sure that everybody got out alive. Time skip. Bell had managed to make it out of the dungeon safely with the party of Shin. He then went to the guild where Alina scolded him for what he had done, and she also looked very worried and also sad as she heard him being kicked out of the familia. Bell, you're gonna have to find a new familia, or you won't be able to go to the lower floors. I don't know how you made it down to level 17, but you can't continue like that. But if you want to join a new familia, I suggest you join the Loki familia. Alina said, hell no, I'm not joining those arrogant pricks, Bell yelled as his eyes turned green and aura came around him, scaring and surprising Alina. Bro, you need to join a familia then. Just anyone, Alina said as Bell nodded. As Bell thought back about it, he was then a bit disappointed in himself. Oh man, Shin had already left to go back to the dungeon, Bell said as he promised to join a new familia, and decided that if he couldn't join the familias this time round, he would just ask Shin to recommend him for the Ganesha familia. As then after that he went to cash in the mana crystals. Bell was surprised. He got a chest full of money, like a huge chest. As Bell's eyes was widened, he remembered that he had been so far away from Say and that she would probably be worried and that he probably had to pay her back for the food that she paid for at that time. Bell rushed towards the tavern, where once Say caught eyes with his, she ran up to him and glomped him. Bell, where have you been? I was so worried, Say said. Bell handed her the money as she got paid. I just wanted to get you back your money. And, you know, after what that stupid dog said, I got a little bit angry and went to the dungeon, Bell told her. As Say remembered what happened, she told him to lift his face as she kissed him on the cheek. As Bell started to blush, I'm glad you're okay, Say said. Time skip. Bell had been training and hung around with Say for the week. Bell was then called to Say's room and she told him she had a surprise. When Bell walked in, she told her to sit down on the bed right next to her. Bell was nervous and blushing a lot. This was the first time he was near a woman. This will have some... Okay, so before we continue on, yeah, this will have some spoilers about, like, Say and who she truly is, so, yeah, caution, like, you've been warned in it. Bell, I need to tell you something. It's important. I'll tell you who I really am, Say said, as she glows, and Say turned even more beautiful. I'm the goddess Freya, Bell, and I want you to be part of my familia, Freya said, with a smile as Bell blushed. What happened to Say? Bell asked, causing Freya to giggle. I'm Say, my little rabbit. Now, how would you like to join my familia? Freya asked, as Bell's eyes widened. An invitation to his strongest familia. Bell thought about it. He had some PTSD about being part of a familia because of the way Hestia's familia treated him. But he then started to contact Drake. Trust the partner, Drake said, as he was knocked out of what Drake was saying to him when he heard Freya speak. Don't worry, my little rabbit, I won't let anybody hurt you again, Freya said, as Bell decided to accept the offer and trust Drake and Say, as Freya put Bell on the bed and did the farmer ritual, making Bell part of her familia. As Bell's stats were read by Freya, she was shocked. Bell can now level 1, title Longinus, the God Slayer, Red Dragon Emperor, Dragon of Domination, Strength SSS, Endurance SSS, Dexterity SSS, Agility SSS, Magic SSS, Dragon Energy SSSS, Magic Dragon Shot, Draconian Magic, Crimson Flames. Skills: Sacred Gear, Boosted Gear Second Liberation, which has the skills Dragon Affinity, boost level every 10 seconds, Explosion, Reset and Transfer. Freya was shocked. She fell off Belle, as before she could fall over the bed, Belle quickly caught her in his arms. As Freya started to blush. "Sit, are you okay?" Belle said, even more worried. "Yes, I was just shocked. I knew Hestia was stupid, but to throw you away is the pinnacle of being stupid," Freya said. But guys, that's all for today. Peace, 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 peace.